Hello everyone, it is me, Sonic1111, back again with another video. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about my 7 gamer pet peeves. Everyone's got pet peeves, and these are my gaming ones. So, let's start off with number 7. When people pronounce Hydro City as Hydra City. And that's what you sound like. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this one doesn't bother me that much, which is why it's number 7 on my list, but I had to add it. Yeah, I know it could be a play on words for high velocity, but drosity is not a word. So, also, hydro and city have a space in between the words on the official soundtrack for Sonic Generations and other soundtracks too, as you can see here. So, I don't know why the words are put together on the title cards, but I call it Hydro City. Hydrocity sounds stupid. Going on to number 6. When people refer to Marble Zone from Sonic 1 as Marble Garden Zone. So, this is another thing where the word marble is in both levels, and I can see why people will mistakenly call Marble Garden Zone Marble Zone, or Marble Zone from Sonic 1 Marble Garden Zone. It doesn't happen that often, but it does kind of irk me. But again, maybe this should have been number 7. Oh well, it's number 6 on this list. So, again, it's very easy to get the two mixed up when the word marble is in both levels, but that's number 6. Number 5. When other gamers criticize you for playing original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games on your Game Boy Advance stretched out. I prefer to fill up the entire screen with the content of the game, and I don't like seeing those 2 black bars on the sides of the screen. Drives me insane. This is the only time I will stretch out the aspect ratio to make it fill the screen. Any other time when it comes to playing any other game consoles, I'm trying my best to make sure that that image is not stretched out. And I do that with my footage too for my YouTube channel. It's just when it comes to the Game Boy Advance, I prefer to play Game Boy Color and Game Boy games stretched out. To me, it looks better. Number 4. When reproduction cartridges use that terrible K through A rating that is colored in. History lesson for you. The ESRB didn't start coloring in the ratings until after the K through A rating was replaced with the E for Everyone rating. So, when I see that on a reproduction cart, it drives me insane. Like, be accurate. I get it, it's just a reproduction. And of course, these people are probably just grabbing an image that someone else made. But if you're making a label for a reproduction cartridge and it has the K through A rating on it, for the love of God, do not use this logo. Don't color it in. Use this one. This is the correct logo. Drives me insane. That's why it's number 4 on this list. But now, we're going to get to my top 3 biggest pet peeves. With number 3. When people say they remember playing the Sega, or they're going to go play the Sega. What Sega console are you guys talking about? There are more than one Sega console. You do not say, I'm going to play the Nintendo when you're talking about the Nintendo Switch, do you? No. So why do you say, I'm going to play the Sega? There's a Genesis or Mega Drive outside of North America. There's a Master System. There's a Dreamcast. There's a Saturn. Which Sega console are you talking about? Be more specific. Don't just say, oh, I love the Sega. Well, which one? Also, there's the 32X, which, I mean, probably not a lot of people are talking about that, but still, and then the Sega CD. But it's still, there was more than one Sega console. Say the Genesis, say the Dreamcast. Don't say the Sega. Anywho, number 2. When people mispronounce this one specific Pokemon's name, and it's only this one Pokemon that drives me insane for some reason, and that is Rattata. So, as a kid, this always drove me insane when people would call it Rat-a-tat or Ratata, because in the anime they say Ratata. But still, for some reason, Rattata, it drives me insane when people mispronounce this Pokemon's name. Like, Madry Bread and Scott's Thoughts are one of the only two people that say it correctly. Everyone else says it wrong. I'm sorry. I don't... No, it's Rattata, not Rattata. Drives me insane. Anyway, we're going on to number 1. You think number 2 is driving me insane? Oh, wait till we get to number 1. Okay. When people call the rings that Sonic collects in all the Sonic games coins, it says rings in the HUD, for Pete's sake. Come on. So, in Origins, you could say, oh, he's collecting some coins, because you collect coins instead of extra lives, and you can use these coins to restart a level. In Origins mode. In Classic mode, you get extra lives. But, again, literally says rings in the HUD right in front of you. And I get that people are probably mixing up Sonic with Mario because Mario collects coins, but it says it on the screen. Just, it drives me insane. I hate... nothing takes me out of a video when someone's talking about Sonic and they're playing a game, like a Sonic game, doesn't matter if it's homebrew, an official game, whatever, and they say, oh, I'm collecting these coins. No, I close out of that video immediately. In fact, that happened not too long ago when someone was talking about one of the fan-made ports. I want to say, I don't think it was for the Commodore 64. I don't remember exactly which port it was, but it was a port to one of these old PCs, and the guy said, oh, I am collecting these coins. Nope. I closed that video immediately. Drives me insane. That's why it's number 1 on my list. So, anywho, I get pet peeves. Not really that big of a deal, especially when it comes to gaming, because it's a hobby. But I wanted to make this list. So, I am sure there's going to be people that disagree with some of my things on this list, some of my pet peeves. I know for a fact that people are going to disagree with me on the Hydrocity versus Hydrocity. For sure, that's a given. And the stretching of the aspect ratio on the Game Boy Advance, I know that's going to be another one. The other ones, I don't know, maybe Rattata, because there's also that weird Pokemon Claymation show that mispronounces the Pokemon name. But I don't know if anyone else will agree with me on anything else. I'm sure the rings one, probably people can relate to that. The K through A rating, I feel like it's a very specific, like, pet peeve that maybe a lot of people aren't even aware that that's a thing. And I always bring this up when people are talking about reproduction carts. But anywho, comment down below if you agree with any of these. Comment down below if you disagree with any of them. I want to hear your pet peeves. Maybe you've got gamer pet peeves. I would like to hear about it. So, I'll see you in the next video. You all take care. Be sure to like, ring the bell for more, and I'll see you next time.